I don't know. And I know people are saying, well, you got to play to the whistle. Well, you don't, because the referee wouldn't stop the game for somebody going down with a hamstring injury, and he stops it for a head injury. So you don't. It's not a case of playing to the whistle. It's a case of being sporting.
Here we go. Welcome to the Pompey Pod with Mike, Dan, and Tolly is back from his travels. Evening, gents.
Hello. Evening, fellas.
So we're back, aren't we? We're back as proper Pompey are back. Oh God, we're going to talk about the Sheffield Wednesday game at the weekend. Let's kick off as always with our audience question, which is similar to the last week. It's kind of along the lines of injuries. We'll talk about injuries in a little while, I guess. But kind of Shaughnessy is obviously going to be out for quite some time. Who would you bring in to replace him this weekend against Ipswich? Would you bring in Josh Knight, Boat, or Matthews? Let us know in the comments and drop any other comments in there that you would like. Or Marlon Pack, yeah.
Marlon Pack.
Drop any other comments in there you'd like to make as well. We'd like to hear from you. Right, let's get these highlights. I can't believe I've used air quotes twice already. But let's get these up. And Dan, we'll start off with you. What did you think?
Is there one of me heading the ball? That was my highlight of the game. I headed the ball directly back into Ogilvy's arms.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Did he give you a little nod?
No, he didn't say thanks, actually. I was quite disappointed. It was just like you said, Mike. You just know within a couple of minutes what Pompey's 90 minutes are going to be like. They started off really slowly. Sheffield Wednesday started off really well. Thought fair play to them. They seemed really up for it. But we just didn't recover, did we, from that? Just didn't look at any point in the match like getting back into it, really. I think, anyway.
Sorry, just very briefly, that highlight there where Segicic tries to just tamely put out a foot in the Bannon the Bannon shot from the edge of the area. I think that summed up our first half, really, didn't it? It was just everything was half-hearted. Everything, even this shot here, it's kind of like, come on, it's just like we had a couple of shots like that in the first half. Anyway, sorry, Tolly, you go on. I interrupted.
I still can't decide what went wrong on the free kick, so maybe you can help me out, because it just seemed to me like Bannon just put the ball in the back of the net. There you go, bosh, have it.
Yeah, I think it was a good free kick, but like you say, I run the risk of getting abused, but I think Bannon is a really good player. But I just think the way people talk about him as if he's like some sort of championship Messi, I just think we've made him look good. Every time we've played him, I think we've made him look especially good. He is a quality player, but
we've
definitely
made him look better, haven't we?
Yeah.
But
the free kick. I think some people did blame Killip, but I don't know. It's very close to the goal, isn't it? Once he's got it up and over the wall.
But that was it, though. It wasn't over the wall, was it? It was round. It wasn't even round the wall. It was just past the wall. And I don't know, Killip was wrong-footed, but Killip makes the wall, right? He tells them where to stand. Is that...
Yeah.
He should do. He definitely should do, shouldn't he? He should be setting the wall up. I'm just going to go back and get it back to that situation again, just so we can have another little look.
Have you got those things where you put your finger across like point?
Who wants to be Gary Neville and who wants to be the other one, Carragher?
I'll be Neville.
I suppose what you got. There's this big gap here, isn't there? For one, which I don't really understand why. What's the purpose? I suppose you're covering a little bit more of the goal. But if we just run it forward,
that's where it goes.
What's happened with Killip's clearly been wrong-footed, isn't he? He's kind of started to go to his right hand side, and Bannon's just kind of done him with the eyes and put it to the other side. I don't think you necessarily blame Killip, but it is a bit of a weak setup of a wall, isn't it? I think. Can we talk about before that though? The giving away of the free kick was by Connor Chaplin, kind of chasing back. He just started a little bit like a headless chicken, I thought, for me, Chaplin. and he was chasing back. He didn't really need to dive in on. I don't even know it was running through at the time, but he kind of dived in. Didn't actually make any contact, but it was more the intent of the challenge because he kind of threw himself in. He was way behind him, and I think had he made contact, he would have been booked. And that had been like booking in their first 10 minutes or so. There's just no need to make that challenge. He still had defenders in front of him, and I just thought it was a really soft way to give away a free kick, really unnecessary way to give away a free kick. It didn't show it on the replay, but I don't know.
Was that the free kick for the goal then? I thought it was Dizelle that maybe I was thinking of another foul. Did we not give another foul?
No, Chaplin went to make a challenge, but then pulled out, didn't he?
Yeah.
Then it was Dizelle that actually
kind of slid in.
away.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh, was it so actually gave away the foul? Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
But it was, you could tell.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, sorry about Chaplin. He didn't have a great game at all, did he? And I was surprised that he stayed on. I thought, sorry, I'm sure we'll talk about this in a minute as well, but I thought the substitutions were strange as well from that one particularly, taking off. It
was just from the off, as we said, it was kind of straight from. And do you know what I thought was a little bit strange? We spoke last week about the Southampton game, and Dan, you said about how at no point were you actually nervous or thought we were going to not nervous, but look comfortable, which is unlike Pompey. Whereas we never really looked like we were going to concede a goal. They never really looked like they were going to break us down. It was the complete opposite in this game, wasn't it? From minute one, fair enough, Sheffield Wednesday, you kind of expected they're going to come out of the blocks and they're going to kind of have, because their best bet, ultimately, because they've got a lack of depth in their squad, is to go for it, try and maybe build up a lead, and then you'd expect Pompey to come back into it at some stage. Yeah. But you kind of knew after about 2 or 3 minutes, just everything about the way we were playing is that wasn't going to happen. It was just, I never felt comfortable in that game at all, even, just, don't know. It was just everyone, wasn't it? I thought Swift was just constantly giving the ball away. Ridge really slow on the ball. Swanson constantly giving the ball away and getting caught out of position.
Going backwards a lot. When players had space to drive into, they were just going back all the time and just playing that easy ball back.
Such a weird performance, wasn't it? Such a really weird. And Rossini, fair enough, has come out and blasted them, but he's like said it's maybe down to complacency, but
complacency for what? The fact that we're playing Sheffield Wednesday at home and we're expected to win, or the fact that we come back from a good point at Southampton? What's the complacency?
I think factor? A bit of both. I think a bit of both.
Yeah,
going away to Southampton, obviously. The whole drama around it being Southampton, but also the fact that they're newly relegated, so should put up a bit of a fight. Came away with a really good point, and then going into a game that on paper we should be doing really well at, and not turning up.
I think maybe I agree with the Southampton one, but I just think surely as a professional footballer, you know that no game is a given, regardless of who you're playing. I think they were just jank, really. That's one word for it.
Yeah, I found it difficult to even go on social media afterwards because it was such a frustrating game. It was just there's no point. At no point did I think we're going to score here. We never looked like creating anything. Their keeper made a couple of kind of good saves when it was right near the end, didn't it? But even they were better. I think they seemed better just because we'd had no shots on target after about 75 minutes or whatever it was. Let's talk about some individual players, because one person who's got a lot of grief, I think, this week is Bianchini. And I'm going to buck a bit of a trend here, but what are your thoughts on Bianchini? I've hinted to what my thoughts were.
I thought he tried, didn't he? He did all right. I don't think, his crossing is obviously not as good as Murphy's, and that's the problem, isn't it? When you haven't got Murphy in there, you want someone who's going to be a carbon copy and put the balls in that he puts in, and you're not going to get that with many players. I thought, he did put a couple of good crosses in, but he had a lot that sort of went over, didn't they? Went out for a goal kick, and they're the ones that people remember. Yeah.
I think their right back had a good game. Palmer, is it?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
And I'm still clinging on to the fact that is that the second game that Bianchini started? He's obviously not featured much, and I'm still holding on to the memory of Murphy not being very good for the first 4 or 5 games.
Yeah, I think it's different, isn't it? I think it's the grief he's got is kind of one thing in his favour is that he never really shied away from it, did he? His final product was poor. There's no two ways about it. His final product into the box, even where he went on his left a few times and that was poor. Went on his right and he's just doing. It's almost like lazy, easy to defend against balls, like big looped deep balls to the far post where there was no one there anyway. But even so, they're looped, so they're easy to defend, aren't they? You need something more whipped, don't you? But one thing I did like is the fact that he still kept going. He kept getting involved. He didn't shy away from it. He was still looking for the ball. It could have been quite easy for him to almost duck out of the game and even say that I want out of there. My fear is that he's already in Silvera territory, that he's lost the crowd. I think he kind of lost the crowd after the first game when he missed those 2 chances. But I feel there's too many already who are kind of against him. And I think being a loanee, it could well be that he may not be around much longer. I don't know. That's just my thought. I'd like him to come good, but it's just...
Yeah. Agreed.
And I was quite surprised to see the lack of width on the bench, considering Murphy was out. But it's since turned out that Yang did his ankle
as well,
before in the end, and we signed Frank with an injury. That's unlike us, isn't it? So a player who's already injured.
Yes, it was very much a last season performance, wasn't it? That one. It was just as typical. Although you can't expect, you don't know what to expect with Pompey. You also at the same time know exactly what to expect with Pompey. In that we just had a good game against Southampton, and then that game, it was just poor all through, wasn't it?
I think I had a false sense of security from the Southampton game myself, and I think I was probably a bit complacent looking at them and looking at the fact that Sheffield Wednesday hadn't played bad, but still been pretty much soundly beaten in every game bar one this season. Excuse me. I genuinely thought this is a good opportunity to get 3 or 4 goals on board, and I think that's as much a concern as well that we've only scored 4 goals in 5 games now. It's a bit of a worry, isn't it?
Yeah.
Without Murphy's creativity, there's not a lot else that seems to happen. Murphy's creativity and Segacic's long shots, which he likes to do often. But
you look at our attacking front 5, like we said before, 4 or 5, and it's better than it was last year.
Yeah,
so definitely. I'm sure it will come good.
It will gel.
I think
it will gel.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the Shaughnessy incident. Tolly, you had a view on this. What's your thoughts? The injury, Brown going through and scoring.
Yeah, I mean, turn it round. If that was us, fair play. Yeah, he's got absolutely no. He's not obliged to stop, is he? Or kick it out or whatever.
No.
Fair play to him. It was a good finish.
I disagree.
Would you?
No, I can see it that I wouldn't. If it was my team and he went on and did it, I'd be nice one. You've done well there. You don't have to stop. But I just think when it's that obvious that a player who's clearly getting the ball, who's clearly getting to it before you and clearly pulls up with a hamstring injury, I don't know. And I know people are saying, well, you've got to play to the whistle. Well, you don't, because the referee wouldn't stop the game for somebody going down with a hamstring injury, and he stops it for a head injury. So it's not a case of playing to the whistle. It's a case of being sporting, which we've seen very rarely, but we have seen a couple of times over the past few years, haven't we, with the Di Canio thing. And what was the other thing? There was another sporting thing, wasn't there? And I can't remember what it was. Maybe
was it when was it Villa against Leeds and Leeds scored?
So they gave them a goal,
goal, and they allowed them just to walk it down the other end and score, didn't they?
Yeah, so there's that one. Yeah. So and I just think if you could, because he wasn't getting the ball. Shaughnessy was clearly getting the ball. That's the thing. If it was a close one where it was a 50-50, or he was going to get there first, then fuck it, play on. But I just think it was
in bad spirits. Do you think in bad spirit?
But at the same time, fair play to him. Not going to moan at him at all. And there wasn't much negativity in the crowd. In fact, I didn't hear anyone moaning about it. I didn't hear a single person saying, "Oh, he should have stopped." He should have stopped. So yeah, fair play.
I guess you might have got a different reaction out of a more experienced player.
Maybe,
Lad's 19, scored his first goal.
Yeah.
You know, those things probably don't go through his head that quickly when you're in the moment.
When you're clean through.
Yeah.
And even the goal, did you think obviously I was there and I saw it and it looked like he curled it into the far corner. I thought, that's a good finish. And then I saw the replay and I thought, oh, he's just curled it into the middle of the goal there, hasn't he, really?
Yeah. I thought Killip made a couple of good saves, but I think he seemed... I thought he was doing a little bit of a... Funny enough, when you're talking about the Di Canio situation, I thought he was doing a little bit of a Barthez sort of situation because he kind of looked at the linesman a couple of times, didn't he, as he's coming through? And then as soon as he scored, he kind of like suggested at the linesman as if to say, why are you not stopping it? And it's like... And instantly I'm like, well, he's got no need to stop it whatsoever. No. There's nothing in the rules that says he has to stop it. And I thought Killip made him, you talk about the keepers making themselves big as possible till as late as possible. I thought Killip dived really early and made it easy for the striker. He kind of dived. And why would you dive to your near post as well? Because ultimately he's likely to go across you, isn't he? It's just a weird bit of goalkeeping, I think, all round. Very disappointing. Yeah. But I agree. I can see what you're saying with regards to the actual incident. I think I'd be disappointed if my striker stopped and went, sorry, the player down there really shouldn't. But I know what you're saying. Yes, it was clearly going to him, and it wasn't. He was like some people have suggested he could have been feigning an injury, couldn't he? It's like, why would he? Why would you?
Exactly.
There's absolutely no need. It's not as if they're both chasing the ball in a foot race and suddenly he's gone down. The ball's going straight to him practically. But anyway, so we have. You're right, though, Dan. Last week you said, what could possibly go wrong? Our home form is terrible. Our home form is terrible. It's the reverse of last season. Our away form was really terrible. This year, 2 out of 3 defeats at Fratton Park. Sandwiched in between a narrow victory against Preston, which is actually now looking a decent victory, considering Preston are looking fairly decent, aren't they? Next up, good thing is we've only got Ipswich up next. That's all right. It's not like a difficult side or anything like that.
And no Chaplin.
And no Chaplin, yes.
Yeah. Well, that might not be such a bad thing. After Saturday.
What are your thoughts on that game then? They've not started brilliantly, Ipswich. They have drawn 3, 1-1 against Sheffield United, which actually at the time didn't seem like a big deal. But they were losing to Blackburn until it was called off in the 80th minute this weekend. What do we think we're going to do? So is that their place? What are we thinking?
Yeah, draw against Derby and draw against Southampton. They've had at home. Draw away to Birmingham. Oh, that was the first game of the season, wasn't it? Yeah. Yeah, so not.
And that was literally in the very last minute. They had a last minute penalty, didn't they, against
That's
Birmingham.
Right, yeah.
Bianchini hat trick coming up then?
Yay.
Yeah, hope so. That would be nice.
Just a good performance would be nice, which is probably what we'll get, won't we? Being Pompey after last week.
Good performance and a narrow defeat.
Yeah,
possibly. Who plays? Bearing in mind, like you say, Chaplin's out, so Segacic will likely move into the centre.
Is Murphy? How long are we him out for?
Well, he's going to be a few weeks, I'd say. Oh no, actually no. Murphy, sorry, only had a knock, didn't he?
Back this weekend, yeah.
He could be back. Yeah, could be back.
Well, that's
so Bianchini on the right,
or he might stick with. He might put Murphy on the. Yeah, Murphy and Segacic. Who else could play in the 10? Swift in there or something in the 10.
I wouldn't be surprised if Swift doesn't play this week due to his.
I'd like to see it.
Really poor.
But I think the best 20 minutes he's played was when he went as a 10. Who was that again? Was it Norwich or someone? It was someone when we were at home this season. Because that's his normal position, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it wouldn't surprise me to see him there, but yeah, at the same time, I wouldn't mind seeing him rested.
Yeah, I'd like to see LaRue get a start because I thought he did look. It's difficult when you come on, you're 2-0 down it, but he did look quite assured, didn't he, in that midfield?
I think Josh
I've liked him.
as well.
Yeah.
Josh Knight looks like the kind of defender that doesn't mind trying to play it out a bit from the back rather than square passes all the time. A couple of times he got the ball, and the first thing he did was move forward and start to move up the field with it and look for someone to pass it to, rather than looking to his side and passing it sideways or back.
Kind of Matt Clark-esque, wouldn't he, in a way, in a little bit. The only thing I'd say with Knight is he's very right-footed. Kept going back onto his right foot, and so if he's playing alongside Paul, I don't know. Let's talk about the substitutions. Speaking of Paul, you were saying earlier, Dan, about substitutions. I assume one of them is the fact that we put Paul at right back. Was that a question?
So he took Swift off, didn't he, at half time, which was good. Which I thought he could have done 20 minutes earlier if he really wanted to be harsh. That was fine. And then so Paul put Paul at right back, which didn't work. I don't think he's not got any sort of pace as he Paul.
Swanson came off at the same time, didn't he?
Swanson, that's right. So it was Swanson. He took Swanson off, and I thought he was one of our better players in the first half.
He was
I thought he was atrocious.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I thought he was really bad. I thought really bad.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
maybe it's because I'm over the other side. But I thought he did all right. And then he took Segacic off, and I thought it was you take Chaplin off for definite the way he was playing. I thought Segacic wasn't fantastic, but he was certainly our most dangerous player. So I just thought it was a couple of weird ones, almost as if he was sort of going, "Oh, just change it up. I think we've lost this anyway." But
try and slot people.
Yeah. So I don't know. What did you think about Paul at right back then?
Oh, strange decision, wasn't it? Because I thought when Shaughnessy then went off, I thought, well, okay, now you're going to surely shuffle everyone across and put Williams on at right back, perhaps. But instead, he went with bringing on Matthews, and it's like, okay, right. So we're still going to go with 3 centre backs. But then, like my son was saying, well, maybe it's more of a back 3-ish, but it wasn't at all, was it? It was kind of Paul was definitely playing at right back, and I thought maybe they were trying to change the formation, but if they were, it definitely didn't look that way in any way. Anyway, very disappointing all round. Have we got anything more to say on the Ipswich game?
No.
I think we just draw a line under it, don't we? Draw a line under this
Sheffield Wednesday game, you mean?
Sheffield Wednesday game. Yeah, but either. We got anything to say about either the forthcoming or the past? We're done. Should we move on? Let's hope for better against Ipswich. But tough games coming up because we also have Bristol City. No, we don't. Tell a lie. Ipswich have Bristol City afterwards. We have Leicester coming up, don't we? We've got Watford. And it's actually last week I said, well, we've got 5 out of our next 7 that are at home, and that's now probably more of a concerning thing rather than a good thing, isn't it? Due to our home form. We'll see how that goes. Let us know how you thought the game went this weekend. Well, you don't have to let us know. It's pretty obvious how you thought the game went. It was a shocker. Don't think anyone who's watched that game thought anything other. But where did it all go wrong? Why have we got so many players injured? Long-term injuries. Let us know in the comments. Get involved with the Pompey Pod and subscribe while you're there. So close, gentlemen. We're getting there, etching towards. We're gaining subscribers every week. We're nearly at 1,000. So please share.
Don't you say this every week?
Well, we're nearly. We've still got 70-ish to go. 70-ish.
Collecting subscribers like Pompey collect injuries.
Yeah.
Yeah. Long term. Okay, that's it for us. Anything else you want to add, gents?
No, thank you.
No, let's forget about it and move on.
Forget and move on. It's probably the best way. All right, we'll be back next week with a review of Swindon Town. Play Up Pompey. Goodbye.
Cheers.
Review of what?
What did I say?
Swindon.
Swindon Town.
Swindon.
Been played them for about 15 years. 15 years.
Where does Swindon come from? We'll be back next week with a review of Ipswich Town. Goodbye. Oh dear.